Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Call or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Well, good evening and welcome to Network News for today, Wednesday, the 18th day of November. I'm Odette Campbell. In the headlines, coronavirus cases showing up in Carriacou for the first time since the pandemic. 2 yachties test positive and are placed in isolation. Another case has surfaced again on mainland, and that's somebody who arrived on an American Airlines flight. We'll bring you that detail just now. Kayak Mass 2021 called off, and the word is there's no guarantee for Spice Mass next year. A marijuana bill could soon be piloted in Parliament. More questions about whether Grenada is setting itself up for a soft or a hard landing with multi-million-dollar airport project. Grenadian woman faces discrimination in the UK because of her disability. A local official commenting on the subject says it's time for everyone to be kind. Coming up in sports, Jason Stanislaus and his teammate rally points to see off a challenge from Alexis and Marquez in Tennis Association first round tournament. And then around the globe this evening, U.S. engineer arrives in Antigua. He is well. He later tests positive for COVID-19 and dies. And Liat back in the skies, but unhappy former employees are in uproar. They want the Vincentian Prime Minister to answer some questions. We'll bring you the details of those and other stories right after this message.
This is GBN, the nation's news leader. This segment is brought to you by Quartz Grenada Limited.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Quartz, bringing value home.
And as we mentioned in the headlines, Carriacou now on the tally with COVID-19. As far as Grenada is concerned overall, it's now case number 36. This as the island records 3 new cases of COVID-19. The Sister Isles of Carriacou affected after being spared by the deadly coronavirus for the last 8 months. The announcement came via press release just after midday on Wednesday. Gerald Joseph has that story.
Residents on the Sister Isles as well as mainland Grenada have been told there is no reason for public panic. They are, however, being cautioned while conducting their daily activities and practices. Case 35 and 36 are 2 males, ages 63 and 64, who arrived at the Carriacou Marina on November 12th from Martinique. They tested positive on the 16th and, according to the release, remain quarantined on their yacht with 2 others. Case 34 is a 62-year-old male who arrived in Grenada from the USA. He was PCR tested as per protocols and remains in quarantine. The release stated that all 6 active cases, as well as the known contacts of cases 31 and 32, are asymptomatic. They remain in quarantine, awaiting further testing and medical clearance. The Ministry of Health is acknowledging all border agents and the frontline airport and health staff as they continue to exercise due care and attention to catch and stop COVID at Grenada's major ports of entry or in quarantine facilities. The Ministry of Health says it expects that open borders will come with positive cases given the proliferation of the virus around the world. The ministry says it is encouraged by the lack of local and community spread of the virus despite the breaches identified in the past. Together with the safety measures, the Ministry of Health believes we can continue to mount the fight against COVID-19. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Grenada's 2020 Carnival celebrations were put off. 2021 in the iffy column. Already, people on the sister islands are being told they will have no kayak mass next year. As for Spice Mass 2021, there's no guarantee. Minister for Infrastructure Nolan Cox provided some insight during GBN's To The Point program.
Caracas Carnival, one of the largest income generators for the Sister Isles and which usually attracts an influx of visitors both from the mainland and overseas, will be hard hit for 2021. Acknowledging that COVID-19 is still rampant and has spiked a second time in most European countries, Nolan Cox, Minister for Infrastructure, says having no carnival is government's effort to preserve lives.
It is clear, based on what is happening now, with all our source markets where a number of in the diaspora, the cases are going up. And obviously that puts us more at risk. And it's for that reason, if you understand that Trinidad, who has Carnival at the same time together with Grenada, has also canceled their Carnival somewhat. I don't think I've done it officially as yet. So everything is done, everything is done in the interest of saving lives.
He says he is assured that persons on the Sister Isles would welcome government's decision. That is
the reason. So I am certain that Caracoans will understand. I believe that they might be happy that there is no Carnival. They are very concerned, even just about persons from Grenada coming to Caracas, let alone persons coming from a trove of people coming from overseas for Carnival. So I believe that they are very happy with that decision to postpone Carnival or cancel this year.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell also spoke to the cancellation of Caracas Carnival for 2021 on Wednesday morning. He told the nation that it would not be wise to host the carnival activities, considering the current climate created by the pandemic.
We're advising our brothers and sisters in Caracas that it's not wise to have Carnival 2021 in Caracas this time. And hopefully we leave the question of Caracas, of the Spice Mass for 2021 in August up in the air still. My own bet might not be the best thing to have it, but since we expect a vaccine to be on the market at the time early next year sometime, I don't want to pronounce, and I do believe we need consultation with our people in a general sense in making a decision as far as Spice Mass is concerned. But I think the people of Caracas, and generally speaking, the people of Grenada, Caracas, understand that 2021 Carnival in Caracas in February is certainly not wise.
Government officials say an official statement on government's decision will be provided at a later date, either from the Minister for Caracas and PT Martinique Affairs, Kindra Maturin-Stewart, or Minister for Culture, Yolan Bain Horsford. Christina John, GBN News.
A marijuana bill could well be on its way to Parliament in the not-too-distant future. Rena Pear brings us the details.
The decriminalization of marijuana in Grenada continues to be one of the frequent questions asked during government's weekly town hall meeting throughout the island. Last July, government with the rest of the OECS region agreed that they will determine the path they will pursue based on the country's circumstances, based on the model presented by the Regional Marijuana Commission. All heads of government agreed that they will review the current status of marijuana as a dangerous drug with a view to reclassification, taking into account all international obligations. Prime Minister and Minister for National Security Dr. Keith Mitchell, at a town hall meeting in the south of the island on Tuesday night, announced that a committee is now set up to develop a bill that will determine the decriminalization process.
We have established a committee locally here to move in that direction and to take, and right now a bill is being prepared to look at our interpretation of how we go forward with the whole question of marijuana. What level of decriminalization we think that should take place within Grenada, how it is done, what do we allow, and what we would certainly recommend. That is coming forward, and of course the public would get the information accordingly. But we are moving to decriminalize some aspects of the use of marijuana.
The Prime Minister is reminding the public that while this is being done, they must remember the danger in the use of marijuana.
I'm against the use of cigarette smoking because I believe it's health. It's against our health. It hurts us. It affects your lungs and all aspects. A lot of cancer has been developed because of the abuse of cigarette. Similarly, if you abuse alcohol, it can be dangerous for your body. Similarly, if you abuse, let's suppose you decriminalize some aspects of marijuana and you go to excessive lengths, it can be dangerous too.
A survey which was done in Grenada in 2018 indicated that over 60% of Grenadians welcomed the decriminalization or legalization of cannabis in Grenada. For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
And now to a question, whether Grenada is setting itself up for a soft or a hard landing with the airport development project. Let's get more on this from Sherry-Ann Blackman-Stevens.
Smooth or hard landing was the topic used by a panel engaged in discussions on government's plans to expand and upgrade the Morris Bishop International Airport. The program was broadcasted on GBN Tuesday night. The loan financing by the People's Republic of China in excess of $67 million and the possible implications of the loan were the focus of the discussion. Head of the Grenada Movement, economist Patrick Antwine, says the agreement to this project as is should make all Grenadians uncomfortable.
I'm saying the risk assessment, it just doesn't appear to have been done well. And I'm not saying that the facility should not, I'm answering the second part, be drawn down on, that no work should be done at the airport has never been the argument. The argument is that if you do the risk assessment and you do the value model, value for money, you then ask the question, what components of this are absolutely critical now? Go with those components and perhaps stage or phase the other components for later.
The work plan for the MBIA will be undertaken by China Harbour Construction Engineering Company and will include resurfacing of the runway, construction of a parallel taxiway, loading bridges, a bypass road, passenger terminals, a second apron for cargo, and an emergency center. Management consultant Abraham Lester Andel says there is pre-COVID opportunities and COVID reality, which he hopes government is assessing.
Of speculating, and at this level, speculating on this kind of investment is not really good. People should know. People are worried about the airport if it happens that the government cannot pay the debt and the airport goes into default. As we said, probably they cannot take the airport, but it means significant things to the psyche of Grenadians. Now, as Dr. Antoine said, probably we have gone too far to pull back on this one. But in any situation like this where there are loans, probably there is always the notion that you can renegotiate because there are concerns that have since emerged relating to specific issues. And I really don't think that, sometimes it's an open and shut deal, but it may well be.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell brushed aside concerns that failure on government's part to repay the loan could result in the Chinese government laying hands on the country's gateway to the world.
I'm amazed. Even this morning I'm listening to the minister of a program and a question being asked about
the possibility of China taking over Grenada, major infrastructure, because of one loan? Where we really poor, you know. One loan and a country can lose its entire birthright. We ain't so cheap. It's amazing. But propaganda have a way of getting into the minds if we do not confront it appropriately.
Ambassador to the People's Republic of China to Grenada, Zhao Yongsheng, is also confident that Grenada can meet its financial obligation. The airport project was first announced in the 2018 budget presentation by Prime Minister Michel. This was the Grenada Movement's third forum addressing issues of national importance. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
And now we close off the segment with a note from the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Transportation. The note says that the department has commenced work on building 3 of the St. George's Market. In this regard, concrete trucks will be mobilized on Thursday, November 19th. As a result, traffic will be rerouted from the junction of Halifax Street and Hillsborough Street from 9:30 on Thursday morning. Taxis operating from that section of Halifax Street will be allowed to operate from the upper level at Granby Street. That's the upper end of Granby Street. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development has apologized for any inconvenience caused and anticipates people's usual cooperation in this matter. This is Network News. When we come back, a Grenadian woman is facing discrimination in the UK simply because she has a disability. A local official is chiming in on that story. Stay with us.
Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening at Republic Bank. Low interest rate happening. Quick approval happening. Christmas time happening at Republic Bank.
And 2020 on a merry note at Republic Bank as we spread the holiday cheer with our Make It Happen loans. Republic Bank is here to lighten up your spirit with quick approvals and cash prizes valued at over $10,000.
Christmas is happening at Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Introducing the new Digicel Prime Bundle. It's simply more bundled together. 54 gigs for 7 days for only $25. More data, more fun. Activate today on the My Digicel app.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening at Republic Bank. Low interest rate happening. Quick approval happening. Christmas time happening at Republic Bank.
And 2020 on a merry note at Republic Bank as we spread the holiday cheer with our Make It Happen loans. Republic Bank is here to lighten up your spirit with quick approvals and cash prizes valued at over $10,000.
Christmas is happening at Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
And welcome back. As always, we're happy to have our listeners on K105 who are joining us for our network news. A Grenadian woman in the United Kingdom is making headlines in a British newspaper. Her story has come to the fore as she faces discrimination, but it's not because of her skin color. She has a physical challenge and has encountered a series of issues. Her story services just as the Grenada Broadcasting Network, GBN, shines a light on people who are shunned and otherwise ignored by society. We bring you those reports through the Untold Stories segment. President of the Grenada National Council of the Disabled is calling on people to show love and support for those with special needs. And tonight, we put that under the microscope.
Throughout the world, many will hear of stories like 38-year-old Grenadian Sabrina Joseph, who lives in the southeast of London. Joseph was diagnosed with spina bifida at age 9, resulting in scoliosis in her spine, muscle wastage, and weakness in her legs. As a result, she walks with a gait, and one leg is approximately 2 inches shorter than the other. In a recent article published by an online news outlet called Metro, Sabrina says that the level of discrimination she experienced leaves her heartbroken and humiliated at times, leaving her to feel more disabled, and her sense of self is questioned. Who could forget 9-year-old Leishon Depredine, who also has scoliosis? The grade 4 student who was recently featured on GBN spoke of being bullied by schoolmates.
All of them, every day, 3-hand man, they call me 3-hand man, crook hand, bend hand. But sometimes I just ignore them.
Stories like Leishon's and Sabrina are told so that others can understand the pain that is inflicted by words and comments. Herman Mello Peters, president of the Grenada National Council of the Disabled, says that everyone is equal and should be treated as such.
I think about my time when I was growing up and when I got disabled. I be bullied a little bit, but it didn't bother me much. But as I grow up along the time and I see the way people handling disabled people, it kind of annoy me a lot. Well, I like to see society love them just like another child on the road, It's not nice when you have a form of disability and then somebody making fun of you. Even they're making fun in a joke is in a way, but every time they see you, they tell you that you're disabled and look so and so. While they go in a corner, it's kind of going to drop you down. So I'm pleading to not only in Grenada, but show this whole world, let's treat disabled people as one.
He reminds the public that persons with disabilities need love and that kind words can go a long way. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
And as a follow-up to be pointed out is the fact that according to a report by the United Nations Human Rights Office Commission in 2019, over 650 million people around the world live with disabilities on the margins of society, often encountering discrimination through their childhood and their adult lives. We hope that these stories help us to stop, take note, and be kind to people with physical challenges. And now we're moving on, making a positive impact. Young men of the Empower Project are making what some consider a positive impact on their society. Over the past 3 months, they've received help with the development of their skills. More in this Christina John report.
Glenn Alexander has been leading the charge as facilitator of the Empower program for St. George's Southeast. He says the positive contributions made by these young adults must be recognized, as they are usually branded in the negative.
We cannot give up. It's 7-1, or it could even be more. And we know generally the feeling is that young men are no good. And we know all the negative connotation associated with that. While they are not perfect, of course, I think the young men have been trying to keep head above water in the community, and that is what we need with all the other Empower groups around the island, I think even Carriacou is included.
As part of their training, Alexander says he saw it fitting to allowing them to interact with both the young and elderly. The group of 15 young men who were deemed at risk recently embarked on some community initiatives. Alexander highlights.
To end this aspect, we did it twofold. One with a focus on the youth, and another as it relates to the elderly. So we went off to the Falamalagan home, spent an evening with them, and the young men put together the package and presented a hamper to them. They also had a motivational talk. I also visited and walk along and partner with members of the community to do a cleanup of the environment of one Miss Charleston in the Hopefield area. When we look at her situation, there are lots of things to be done, and for us it's not going to be a one-off. We hope to visit soon again to do whatever assistance is needed for them.
The Empower facilitator says he has seen the growth of these young men in the past 3 months.
Of course, you know, at that age, the issue of being in a class all the time might be a no-no for them. So we have done different things. We have gone to the fort. We have utilized the fort in Richmond Hill. We have gone fishing. We have done cooking. We have done concerts. Basically to bring out in them and to test their skills from what they have learned. We have seen who are the cooks among us, we have seen who are the leaders, we have seen who are the followers, and I think this group of young men really did well this time around.
The project, which caters for young men, covers aspects of self-management, healthy lifestyles, conflict resolution, decision-making, STDs and SDIs, among other areas. Christina John, GBN News.
And we continue with our coverage of issues related to transportation in the country. The oversaturation of buses on the Grand Anse Main Road continues to be a major issue. Bus operators are once again calling on the authorities to stop issuing stickers for that route. Infrastructure Minister Nolan Cox says the matter will be tackled by the newly developed Transport Commission.
Government is hoping to have the National Transport Commission up and fully functioning by early next month, and one of their first orders of business is to give consideration to a request made by bus drivers who ply the Grand Anse route. Minister of Transport Senator Nolan Cox says an appeal has been made to government by some of the drivers to cease the issuance of new bus stickers for that route, seeing as it is already overcrowded and traffic congestion in the south of the island remains a problem. He says, however, the decision is not an easy one to make, as all aspects of the argument need to be looked at, and that will be done by the soon-to-be formed Transport Commission.
Should we have a quota for a route? And so this is the reason why you want to have a commission in place. If you add more persons, then in effect, some persons will go out of business, and it creates a problem for themselves and their families. So that is one. The next thing is that we know for a fact that There are operators who have more than one bus on that particular route. I don't know if we should say that only one person should have a bus on any particular route. I don't know if it is fair to do that. If somebody could afford, I don't know if it is fair to limit them in that case. Or to tell them, well, you take off one so that somebody else could get in. I don't know.
Senator Cox acknowledges that the Grand Dance route remains the area with the largest number of bus operators across the state.
The issue of congestion on the route, that may render some persons, their business not making money. In some cases, insolvent. Some may have to come off the road or go on a different route. And we have maybe about 25 to 30 prospective operators who would have purchased buses, go to the bank, wherever, take their loan, purchase buses, and cannot get a bus sticker. Because through this transition process, we had ceased issuing until we finalized that. Those discussions is what stakeholders, together with the Commission, will have to sit down and flesh out and work out a manner in which it would be best for the operators, but at the same time, within the remit of the law.
Figures from a traffic survey done a few years ago show that between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. there are over 35,000 vehicles plying the nation's roads, especially along the Grand Dance St. George route. However, records show that in 2020, that number has increased by almost 40%. Blossom Alexis Welsh, GBN News.
Well, it's time for Using the Eyes. Somebody saw. We'll find out what they saw in tonight's GBN I Saw segment.
A good eye captures all. GBN I Saw is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. Changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
With the COVID-19 pandemic, creativity is definitely coming to play. So, with some people having lost their jobs and others working with a slashed salary, the traditional Thanksgiving dinner may have to be modified. So here's a suggestion for Thanksgiving dinner of 2020. What do you think? Will you have to modify your taste buds for this? And can you imagine what a canned Christmas dinner will look like? Send your interesting photo and video submissions to our social media platforms, including WhatsApp at 405-3052.
No, I need to talk to Blossom to ask her, to get some more details on that I saw. Interesting. We'll find out. And this is Network News. Still ahead, it will be Christmas at the Point. We'll tell you which one when the news continues. And also, you can look at a movie at the Point. You won't want to miss that.
It's new, innovative and classy, and it cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grand Dance, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
They say sometimes less is more, but at Real Value IGA Supermarket, we believe more is more.
And since we are all about more, we want to buy more from farmers like you so we can sell more to our customers. If you have a farmer's ID and fresh produce to sell, Real Value IGA wants to buy.
For more information, contact Real Value IGA on WhatsApp at 405-4405 or give them a call at 439-2121.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with Tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with Tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with Tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with Tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Everyone connected plus Flow equals a new way of living. And now when you add a mobile line to your Flow in-home service, you have 2 great ways to stay connected and save. Get 20% off your 7 or 30-day prepaid plan, or save 30% on a postpaid plan. That's how we save and stay connected. Call us or visit discoverflow.co today. Terms and conditions apply.
And welcome back. It was a day of giving and generosity at the General Hospital on Wednesday morning. The Grenada National Council of the Disabled gifted institution with 200 pairs of shoe coverings and 20 sitz baths. GNCD coordinator Hilary Gabriel says as a non-profit organization, they're always on the receiving end, and as such, they saw it fit to share the blessings.
You give. So when you give, you get again, and you get abundantly. So this morning's presentation is to the hospital. We received this stuff and we want to thank the Caritas Foundation because we have a good working relationship with them. We received these items. When we went through to record our stock, we realized we have no use for them, and instead of keeping it to make cobweb, we decided to donate it to the hospital.
Nola Definish, Departmental Manager of the Obstetric and the Operating Theatre, that's the Obstetric Ward and Operating Theatre, and Manager Sister Sherman Barris accepted the items on behalf of the Ministry of Health. They assured the GNCD that their generous contribution will go positively hand in hand with what they're trying to achieve at this time.
And this is what we call a sisbat basin. As you see the name on the box, this is used mainly in maternity ward for patients that would have got tears during their delivery. Sometimes we have maybe as much as 5 patients needing sisbat, and with a few we may have to wash and reuse and reuse. Although they're reusable, but we can give all 5 at one time if we have enough. So now that we get some, we're able to do that. And I really want to thank Ms. Gabriel and her team for that.
The shoe covers are being used for personnel and also for patients entering the operating theater to provide a sterile feel so that we were able to operate our surgeries under sterile conditions. And it comes at a very opportune time as we seek to provide care and services for our patients as we do approximately 200 and plus surgeries monthly. So we want to say thank you very much. As of today, the shoe covers will be in use.
And celebrating Christmas in the year 2020 with COVID-19 will continue to cause some kind of change. That's exactly what the Rotary Club of Grenada is doing as it seeks to ensure its hosting of the annual Carols by Candlelight event is successful this year. This year's event is billed Christmas at the Point. Rena Pay will tell us more.
Christmas at the Point will be held at Quarantine Point Recreational Park from Sunday, November 22nd until Sunday, January 3rd, 2021, with nightly light attractions for families and friends during the holiday season. The park and its attractions will open nightly from 5:30 p.m. to midnight, so patrons can experience the beauty of the park without crowding. Christmas at the Point will feature Monica Benoit Christmas Wonderland of Lights display, movie nights in the park, reruns of previous concerts, along with specialty foods, bar, and other attractions, all under safe, approved COVID-19 space. Colin Francis, Vice President of Rotary Club St. George, in a phone interview with GBN, gave an insight as to what Grenadians can expect.
What the public can expect is a very grand display of lights. We've seen lights before at Carols by Candlelight. I think this year you're in for a very special treat as it relates to the lighting and what we've done together with the Benoit family, and really getting and putting lights out there and making sure everyone, despite the circumstances, feel the Christmas cheer.
Francis is encouraging everyone to come out and get into the Christmas spirit.
So we're encouraging the public to come out, have some fun. It's been a very trying year for many of us, so we're encouraging them all to come out, enjoy the Christmas cheer, enjoy the show that we're going to put on for the public at Quarantine Park, and come with the intention of following all COVID protocols, because we will be strict on the protocols in place as set out by the local authorities.
He also reiterated that the event will raise funds for the Rotary Club community projects and for the maintenance of Quarantine Point Recreational Park. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
And this is Network News. Still to come from us, we have a story out of Antigua that will give you pause. An engineer came in to deal with an investigation into a fire. He was not ill, and then he died as a result of contracting the coronavirus. And then Liat is back in the skies, but industrial actions looming again. Will Liat ever have a dull moment? We'll try to answer those questions when we go a probe around the globe. Stay with us. Well, the rains have eased up a little bit, and we want to know what the next couple of days will look like across Grenada and across the Caribbean region. Sigoni Mohammed will tell us now.
Let's take a look at what's happening in our forecast, because today we got some really brilliant sunshine into this evening. Not so much going on. It is a little bit on the cloudy side across Trinidad and Tobago, but not a whole lot to talk about. We're also expecting the possibility of a spotty shower or two overnight, and those temperatures drop. Not by much though. We'll get those lows dipping down to the mid-20s, but it could be enough to let you pull the cover into tomorrow morning. And as we go into tomorrow's forecast, well, between sunrise and sunset, let's take a look at what's happening here. Lots more sunshine in our forecast, and we are expecting just an odd cloud in the forecast that is going to bring about a quick passing shower, and quite breezy conditions as well, with temperatures into the early 30s for Trinidad and Tobago, looking out for highs at 32 degrees in Trinidad, 31 degrees Celsius in Tobago. Remember, we're still tracking the tropics, and we'll be talking about this a little bit later on, but just look at this map in particular. It's 2020's tropical cyclonic activity, and this is what we're seeing. 30 named storms and systems going through the entire basin from the beginning of the year when we started with Arthur all the way down to Iota, our latest system, which is now no longer in the picture. Thank God for that. We won't be talking about this system anymore as the week progresses, but hey, it is quite a lot of things happening over over 6 months or so. Only time will tell what the weather will bring, because guess what? Hurricane season comes to an end, and it couldn't come fast enough.
And now for a look at the forecast. We can expect generally fair weather, a few light, brief showers. Overnight, it could be a little cloudy, light to moderate early morning showers expected. The minimum temperature, 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeast to east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. There's no marine advisory this evening. The next high tide will be at, well, that was at 6 o'clock this evening, and the next low tide will be at 12:30 a.m. And the seas, their moderate waves would not go past 6 feet. And let's look ahead to the 3-day weather forecast. We'll look at Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. On Thursday, we could expect partly cloudy and breezy conditions. A few light to moderate isolated showers could be expected. And we're going forward to Friday. And what we can look forward to on Friday is partly cloudy and breezy conditions. Occasionally cloudy during the evening with some light to moderate nighttime showers. And on Saturday, partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with light to moderate showers. The low chance of thunder mainly during the night. Do take note of those conditions expected over the next couple of days.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal. Join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made.
It's that time again when you can nominate a person or business making significant contributions to the tourism industry in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique as part of the People's Tourism Choice Awards, Pure Safe Travels Edition. Nominations can be submitted via Grenada Tourism Authority at gmail.com, stating the name and address of the nominee, the category, and a supporting paragraph as to why they should be recognized. Categories include creativity and innovation, new tourism business, virtual leaders, new tours, training, resilience, transportation, service excellence, special awards, and memorabilia or merchandising. Nominations for these categories end on Wednesday, 18th November at midnight. The winners and awards ceremony will be announced at the end of Tourism Awareness Month. Visit www.puregrenada.com/blog for more information. The People's Tourism Choice Awards, Pure Safe Travels Edition.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Opio.com. Sale. All the outlets, hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carnage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato. You can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound. Lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Hills and Valley Medcare Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team that gives excellent service in massage therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medical consultation, and more. Hills and Valley Medcare Center sells a wide range of medical supplies, offers home visits for patients in Grenada and Carriacou, and opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. through to 7 p.m. Visit or call Hills and Valley Medcare Center today, 435-6904.
Well, good evening, sporting fans. We're starting it with a knock on the table tennis board. The team's event of the GTA XL Plaza National Table Tennis Championships is off to an exciting start. The second place finishers in the 2019 Team Championship, Jula Attackers, survived a tough challenge from a team of juniors from Guave, the top strikers, defeating them 3-2. Jason Stanislaus then teamed up with Leonard Banfield in the doubles event to edge out the combination of Alexis and Marquez in 5 competitive sets. Top strikers bounced back to defeat Progress Park boys from St. Andrew 3-1. Defending champion Warriors and XL Plaza's Racketeers made light work of Guave Undertakers 3-0. 6 teams are competing in the first phase round-robin competition, and from there the top 4 will advance to the semifinals for a knockout contest to decide the champions. We see Ray Roberts there as young and youthful as ever, and we'll probably try to get some tricks as to the best serves. And we're going to go off the table tennis board and onto the football field, where we find that action continues in the GFA Cup at Cuthbert Peters Park. Yesterday, it was a one-sided thrashing in both matches at Victoria Park, as Saab Spartans handed a 9-0 defeat to Christian Strikers, while Shamrock outmatched Willis Youths 8-1. The lone match at 4 saw Hard Rock sweep Tempe All Blacks in a 12-0 thrashing at the Athletic Stadium. Mountrich won their encounter against Police 1-0, while Game 2 had GBSS being triumphant over SAFL 4-0. Cuthbert Peters Park matches will remain postponed due to poor field conditions. And now we're going to do some athletics. Yes, we're going on to the National Cross Country Championships. The third and final race in the championships will come off at the Tantine playing field this Saturday. It's scheduled to begin at 3. There are 2 divisions, male and female, and those 2 divisions have been divided up into 2 categories for persons who are under the age of 16 and athletes who are 16 and above. The senior athletics coach, Albert Joseph, is excited about the opportunity for youngsters to get back into competitive action.
Starting and ending at Tantine playing field with the assistance of the MVP Track and Field Club. The route for that, we have start at the playing field, go up the lane, White Gun, Monjaloo, come down through Defu, back through Springs, and to Tantine.
Coach Joseph believes more participation in the races could have been garnered, but he thinks some athletes may have been deterred by the prevailing circumstances related to COVID-19.
Well, athletes want to train. The thing is, some of them are thinking that there may not be any competition, so what's the use of training for this season because of this COVID situation? But we still encourage them to continue training. You can't tell what would happen. So if you're a Boy Scout, then always be prepared.
And I think I may have to get in on the action for those 16 and above. Yeah, still think I could make that. Now, if I ask you who's the most influential black person in the UK, what would your answer be? I'm certain you got that right. Lewis Hamilton. He has been named the most influential black person in the UK days after winning Formula One's World Championship for a record equaling 7 times. He's topped the Power List 2021. The list honors the most powerful people of African Caribbean, and African American heritage in the UK. This year, there's been a special focus on 2 of the biggest themes of 2020, coronavirus and racial injustice. And we begin our probe around the globe in Antigua and Barbuda, where a power company engineer has died after contracting the coronavirus. He flew into Antigua to investigate a fire at the power company and later died of COVID-19. We have more in this report.
After arriving in Antigua 10 days ago from Miami with a negative PCR test, the Antigua Power Company engineer completed his work within 4 days of arriving on island. However, before traveling back home on the 11th of November, he was required to have a COVID-19 test done as part of health protocols.
He displayed no symptoms during that period of time that he was working at the plant. When he was leaving on Wednesday morning, he indicated that he was feeling a little bit of fluish kind of symptoms, that he was his body was paining him and so on.
The power company's general manager, Khalid Hassad, says the public health authorities were immediately notified when his COVID-19 test done at a private doctor returned positive results. APC says the engineer was taken directly to the government's isolation facility. Contact tracing was done by the health ministry, resulting in employees being placed on a 14-day quarantine. However, Hassad says to date, no other employee has displayed any symptoms of COVID-19. Hassad assures the relevant authorities that all protocols were followed and the engineer stayed in a private residence by himself with a strict travel schedule. He was only here to investigate a fire at the plant and carry out his usual maintenance duties.
He was staying at a private residence. He was going to the plant and going back straight to the residence. We informed the workers that he was going to be there, and we also informed them that they need to continue to stick to the protocols of wearing their masks, social distancing, and sanitization.
He says the Antigua Power Company Limited has suffered a great loss and thanks the Ministry of Health for their quick response and support. Kim Emmanuel Baird reporting for ABS News.
And a case in point as to why we here in Grenada should take nothing for granted and follow all of the protocols, including wearing our masks. Moving on to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, where it's currently working along with Vincentian authorities to ensure the safety of fishermen. This follows reports of piracy. Concerns have been raised by the Commissioner of Police in St. Lucia after fishermen on board a Vincentian vessel were held up at gunpoint and robbed.
Police Commissioner Severin Moncherry said that although there have been no reports of attacks or robberies on local fishermen, he is very concerned over the incident that occurred on waters nearby St. Lucia. Commissioner Moncherry said that the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, including the Police Marine Unit, has been briefed on the situation. On Saturday, November 14, 2 fishermen were reported to have an encounter with 10 Spanish-speaking individuals believed to be Venezuelan nationals in St. Vincent territorial waters, 65 miles southeast of Kingstown. The news sparked widespread concern throughout the region and also triggered fears here in St. Lucia among local fishermen.
What I do know, I have confirmed with the Vincentian authorities that a Vincentian vessel was in fact robbed at sea, and it is believed that people doing that, well, they're Spanish, they spoke Spanish, so they are suspected to be Venezuelan. There is no information to confirm that they are in fact Venezuelan, but it is indicated that the people on the vessel did speak Spanish.
The men threatened to kill the fishermen and the captain or kidnap them. The men relayed their harrowing experience to the police marine base in the neighboring island. Local vessels have continued to venture out to sea.
And Liat will soon be heading back to the skies, but some countries are unhappy. Over in St. Vincent, the Liat workers got termination letters, and the president of the SGV Liat Workers Union said they are not hearing from Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves. We have more on this story.
Workers with the regional airline Liat received termination letters last month, but 103 were retained. And here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there are 41 workers who were laid off. President of the SVG Liat Workers Union, Jeremiah Howard, said they are yet to have talks with the Prime Minister, who in late August said that he would meet with workers. Howard said that new developments are taking place with Liat, but workers here in SVG are not hearing anything from the Prime Minister, and they are feeling neglected.
The administrator said that he doesn't see the Liat staff getting anything close to severance anytime soon. At one point in time in one of the meetings, he indicated that he was going to take it to CARICOM, where he was going to ask the each CARICOM government to pay their staff locally. That was the latest we heard about that. It seems as though he has not been successful at that, and we are basically left unattended. It is very distressful, I would say. We feel neglected, and in some cases even disrespected, because up to now we cannot even secure a meeting with our Prime Minister. There has been no communication.
The union president said there are a few Liat workers employed before the termination who were never paid. He said this was among the issues to be raised with the Prime Minister.
Never a dull moment with Liat. And that's our wrap around the globe. When we come back, a recap of the main points in tonight's news. Recapping the main points in the news, coronavirus cases show up in Carriacou for the first time. 2 yachties test positive and placed in isolation. Another new case has surfaced, this time it's someone who arrived on an American Airlines flight. Kayak Mass 2021 called off, and the word is there's no guarantee for Spice Mass next year. A marijuana bill could soon be piloted through Parliament. More questions about whether Grenada is setting itself up for a soft or a hard landing with multi-million-dollar airport project. Grenadian woman faces discrimination in the UK because of her disability, and local official says it's time to be kind. In sports, Jason Stanislaus and his teammate rally points to see off a challenge from Alexis and Marquez in Tennis Association first round of the tournament. And in Around the Globe, engineer arrives in Antigua and is well. He later tests positive for COVID-19 and dies. Liat back in the skies, but unhappy employees, their former employees, are in uproar. They want the Vincentian Prime Minister to answer some questions. That's Network News for today, Wednesday, the 18th day of November 2020. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Odette Campbell saying we'll see you again tomorrow.